Hi guys, welcome to Cost My Bill channel, and this is another episode here. As you all know, Cost My Bill channel is built to make everyone have a very seamless transaction, especially when they are building or trying to build in Ghana. Okay, now this is another informative episode, so you want to stick and stay till we finish the whole episode, and you let me know what you think in the comment section. Now remember, my name is Becca, as always. Today we are going to discuss what it takes and what it feels like to be building away from your home country. You live in the UK, US, Canada, Germany, or somewhere outside Ghana, and you've worked so hard for years, saved money, and finally decided to build your dream home in your home country. And then you send money every month. Now that's the most painful part, knowing very well that your project is still ongoing and your contractor sends pictures occasionally. Family members also tell you everything is going on perfectly, but deep down you have one question. Is my project really progressing the way they say it is? They felt like, oh, by the time I go back to Ghana, I have my 3-bedroom house built already. And when you finally visit Ghana, you realize things aren't exactly as you expected. Unfortunately, this is the reality many Ghanaians in the diaspora face every year. In today's video, we are going to be talking about how people living in abroad lose money on building projects in their home country, especially in Ghana. The common mistakes that many diasporas make and how you can successfully manage your project from anywhere in the world. Let's be honest, the biggest problem isn't necessarily that people are being dishonest. Okay, sometimes they try, but let's give them the credit. But the biggest problem is the lack of visibility. You simply don't know what's happening, or you don't know what's happening every day. You don't know whether the workers are showing up, whether materials were delivered, whether the work project is on schedule. And because you don't have eyes on the ground, you are forced to trust information without verifying it. Okay, so now that's where many of the problems begin. 1, paying for work that hasn't been done. This is one of the most common issues a contractor says. Oh, we've completed 70% of the work. Then you receive a few photos. Mind you, the photos that you are receiving could be from anywhere, because there are a lot of uncompleted buildings, which I'm sure is the same issue that is stemming up from what I'm talking about right now. So now they send you photos and everything looks fine, because from what you see at your end, everything looks good. Because everything looks good, you release another payment. Then months later, you discover that the actual progress is closer to 40%. Without proper tracking, it's difficult to know. Without proper tracking, it is very, very difficult to know whether the money that is being requested for matches the work completed, matches what you are dreaming of. That small discrepancies over time can become huge financial losses. Okay. 2, now the material leakages. So let's talk about something many people don't like discussing. Materials disappear. Not always because of that. Sometimes the materials will be at the site, right? And then the next morning it's gone. That's because probably thieves will break in out of nowhere. Or the people that you have paid to do the building for, because you are not around, they tend to use that materials for a different project to get double of the money, and you lose your materials. So sometimes it also because of poor management, because of waste. So if you're not physically present, it's very difficult to track, especially cement usage, blocks being delivered, iron rods purchasing, sands and stone quantities. And when there is no proper record keeping, accountability becomes very, very difficult. Now, another common mistake is the constant budget increasing. That's why in my previous video, I asked that before you lay the first block, you need to make sure that you have done your estimations. And with the help of Customer Build, the website, you can estimate your project without people constantly changing the actual budget. Many diasporas struggle because they never had a detailed project estimate from the beginning. So before you try to think about building in your home country, please try to make use of the Customer Build website estimation tool. Plan ahead, estimate your project. You can get the contractors on the Customer Build website. You can get the developers on the Customer Build website. Once you do that, at least you know how much you will end up spending for your entire project. Number 4, the delays that nobody talks about. You know very well that you planned, by 6 months time my project should be over, and it's just extending. That is because those people working on the project, they still want to be paid. Trust me, I know this trick very well. They still want to be paid, so therefore they extend their duration, and before you realize 6 months has turned into 1 year or 2 years, and you are still paying. And since you are not physically visiting the site, that's a problem. Since you are not physically visiting the site, you can't do anything about it. All you have to do is, okay, so how much more? Then you send, and you keep sending, and you keep sending, and before you know, before you realize, you spent more than what you had budgeted for. Number 5, family and friends dependency. Okay, many diasporas leave their project supervisions to family and to some trusted friends because they feel they trust that friend. How they usually mean, construction requires consistent monitoring. Give your uncle that credit. He's done well. 1 week, 2 weeks, he'll be there. The other month, the visiting becomes troublesome, really, because when you think about it, does he really have to wake up every morning to go and supervise your building? It takes a lot. He's doing something for you, okay, but he can't extremely go far and beyond to do what you want. After all, it is your dream, not his dream, so he is actually helping you, but it tends to take a lot, okay? So without that structured project management, important details can easily be missed. Guys, listen, you don't have to go through that stress. You don't need to call your uncle or your cousin who he's also trying to live his life, but because he has to do this for you, he'll be putting his schedules on hold just so I can attend to Uncle Ato's a building project. So you can't blame them for taking that money. You can't blame them for saying, we have to buy iron rods, and you realize that they don't buy the iron rods, because trust me, they've also got a life to live. I'm not saying it's good. It's not good, but we can both avoid these mistakes, because this is one of the best, perfect ways you can monitor your building projects from abroad. Okay, if you go back and watch my last video, I did a whole video as to how you can do your estimations, as to how you can sign up on the Customer Build platform, which is very good. Once you sign up, you log in, you become a member. If you're a developer, this is also very good. You can everything is transparent. We are trying to avoid that betrayal or that mistrust between someone wanting to build a project and the one executing the project. The payment system too, I mentioned about the escrow payment, very, very trustworthy form of payment, okay, to avoid the misunderstanding between the developer or the contractor and the owner of the project. Okay, so now the good news is that technology has changed, okay, the way projects can be managed. Thankfully, technology is here. Technology has come to save us. Okay, so today, building from Ghana doesn't really mean you have to be present or physically available. Okay, so before you start any project, you can go through the Customer Build app. You can estimate your whole project, okay, very, very accurately. You know that the project should realistically cost before spending your first CD. And with the help of Cost My Build platform, you'll be able to get this realistic estimations. Okay, so now this also creates a benchmark that will help you identify unusual expenses. It will also help you track every stage, break the project into phases. When every stage is tracked, it's easier to measure progress against spending. And also with the materials, now they're definitely not going to deceive you in doubling the price of a material, because every material that you need to execute your project is on the Cost My Build website as well, because we have vendors selling every form of material. You can go check the material, order for them, and it will be delivered to your site. And you can also track the project with your phone. So if you plan to use 6 months, 1 year, it is very achievable with the help of Cost My Build website. So instead of relying on only occasionally phone calls and photos, project management and the tracking tools on Cost My Build website will help you. It will help you also monitor your progress. So if you're living abroad and planning to build in Ghana, remember this: spending money is not the same as managing a project. Okay, the more visibility you have, the more control you have, and the more control you have, the less you are likely to lose money. So your dream home shouldn't become a source of stress simply because you are not physically present. So whether proper planning, proper tracking, and the right management tools, you can stay connected to your project from anywhere in the world. Have a life of your own. Okay, now this is what I have for you on this episode on our Cost My Build platform. Now my question is, have you ever managed a building project from abroad? Share with me your experience in the comment section. I would like to know the stress you went through, if you've also been through this stage of having been betrayed, or should I say, okay, it's not betrayal, just disappointed by family or friends or people you trusted very well to execute your building projects. I mean, let's forgive them. It's really not easy to also be going back and forth to see to it that your project is going on well. Remember, it is your dream, not their dreams. And if you are preparing to start a project soon, you should explore the Cost My Build platform, explore the estimation tool, explore the estimation feature. Don't be a victim of what has always been happening. Thank you for watching. My name is Becca. I'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and I'll see you in the next one.